Hey, so I want to start this video off by saying I'm sorry to the 8 subscribers on my channel because I left you guys hanging for like 3 years, Um, I originally want to go back to what I intended this channel to be about. I wanted to just have fun with the Z and bring you guys along for the adventure. Somewhere down the line, I got caught up with wanting the twin turbo swap or LS swap. It's weird what YouTube does. Some of it is for fun, and others, as YouTubers, what's their job? To influence you, right? Some do it in a good way, and others do it in a very toxic way. So I got the toxic end of it, right? I initially started this channel to just enjoy the Z, have fun with it, and then I got heavily influenced in, oh, you should twin turbo swap it, you should do this, you should do that. And it took away from the motivation that I had of originally just enjoying the car for what it is, you know what I mean? So, getting right back to it, just want to apologize for leaving you guys hanging. I do appreciate the 8 viewers that are still on this channel. Let's just keep it going, right? So, this is what happened. 2019, I took apart the heads to refresh them, I don't have access to shops like that. I do not have a lot of friends that are into cars or friends that work on cars. So I can't, hit up a friend and be like, yo, let me come to your garage. Let's work on this. I don't have that. So I did what I could, right? I took apart the heads myself, researched how to do the job. I did it. Job went successful. What did I do? I did valve job. Changed the valve seals, took apart the lifters one by one, and cleaned them obsessively. The job turned out great. I enjoyed the car for about a year after I slapped everything back together. It went smooth. I was like, damn, I actually did that. Did the timing and everything, cool. A year goes by. I developed rod knock, and I was already expecting it. It was bound to happen at some point. I'm already at 228,579 miles, so with a 25-year-old car, it's bound to happen. But it happened at a pretty crappy time because it happened literally 2 or 3 months before lockdown, right? So this is where the adventure gets interesting. Lockdown happens and things got rough, with everybody. And I'm not going to say that I struggled too crazy because luckily I was able to still be working. I had a job that was considered essential, and I was still able to bring that income home. But I also didn't want to take that for granted. So I didn't want to just start dumping money into the car and, being careless with it. So, with the whole stimulus packages that we got and all that, I wanted to take care of my family. So I put the car on hold, and it sat for about 2 months, and I'm like, you know what, I'd rather sell it to somebody who's actually going to enjoy it. Being a Z enthusiast and car enthusiast in general, I hate it when a car sits and nothing is done to it. So I ended up becoming cool with this dude who has 2 Z's of his own, and he was originally going to I told him about the rod knock, and he was originally going to use my car for either parts or turn it into a show car. That's what he told me. So I'm like, yeah, man, I'd rather you work on it because honestly I don't have the time right now. I got other priorities. So I sold it, and as a car guy, it hurt. I really didn't want to get rid of it, but I had to. So it got to a point where it was weird, where as car people, I'm sure you guys are watching right now are car people, but when you get rid of a car, it's weird, especially if it's one that you really don't want to sell. I started having dreams of me enjoying the Z, and I'm like, man, I love this car so much, blah, blah, blah. And when I wake up and the car's not there, I was like, damn, like, am I dreaming now, or was that a dream? So the longer I saw my parking space empty and the Z not there, I got sad, man. I got sad. I missed the car so much that I ended up reaching out to the guy 3 months later, and I was like, hey, man, how's things going with the Z? It's like that ex-girlfriend that won't leave you alone or whatever. You reach out and you're like, oh, hey, how are you? Whatever. Anyway, long story short, or long story long, let's make it long. I reached out to the guy and I said, have you done any work on it? And he hadn't. So I was already mentally prepared to let the car go if he had already put work into it. If he got attached, then he made it his own. So I was like, all right, if he did, then let it go, move on. But he hadn't touched it. It sat. And I'm like, damn, that's exactly what I didn't want the car to do. I didn't want it to sit. But it wasn't his fault, same thing. family got in the way. Well, not in the way, but family was more of a priority, and he was busy with work during lockdown. So parts got hard to find, and we both just got discouraged. So I took into consideration what he said when I first sold him the car. He said, hey, listen, if you ever want to buy it back, reach out and see where I'm at with it. And the time came, so I bought it back, and I bought it back during lockdown. So again, it was this back and forth of like, damn, I want to work on it, but I don't have the time. And then parts were crazy to find, prices were ridiculous for no reason, whatever. And it was just a long journey from then until now. So here we are, November 1st, and I don't know what it is with November. Why do I always choose the cold? I mean, we're still in the 60s, so we got a couple good days left before it becomes, freezing cold. So I ended up, I watch YouTube a lot, and I came across a video with the title Z32 compression test, and I'm like, oh, let me check that out. Came across a nice channel called Built by Miller, and he's got an FD. He's got a Toyota Supra that he just recently picked up, I think about 2 weeks ago or so. Forgive me if my dates are wrong, but yeah, so the first video I see is the Z32, and it's red, and it's a 2x2, and I'm like, whoa, nice. And in my head, I was like, damn, I wonder if he's selling that engine. And I didn't look at the title fully. All I saw was Z32 compression test, and immediately I clicked on it. But then as I'm watching the video and I'm looking at the title, it says engine for sale, and I'm like, whoa. I felt like it was meant for me, because after doing a lot of shopping online, you come across these engines that are on a pallet and they have some numbers slapped on it. Compression test 180, perfect, will do well. And it's sketchy because this is my first time buying an engine, right? And I'm looking at these numbers, looking at the pictures, I'm sure they power washed it or whatever, make it look all nice and pretty for the internet. But I'm not there to see the engine, you know what I mean? So when I saw Built by Miller's video of, the engine, it's not like he just randomly decided to, oh, let me edit what I don't want out of this. The engine's in the car, and it's running, and they're doing the compression test on the engine, and I'm like, wow, all right, this is what I wanted. I wanted the experience of me being able to see the engine running in a car rather than just a picture of an engine on a pallet with a 175 compression number on it. How do I know they did the compression test or not? I'm sure some shops are reputable and they can back that up, but I didn't want to go through that. I didn't want to blow some money on an engine and not see it run until it runs in my car, and then same problem. Rod knock is scary, man. So I want to go back to what I originally started this channel for, an update with the Z and my progression with the Z. So I'm sorry if my thoughts are all over the place. It's kind of like I randomly picked up my phone right now because I wanted to jump back into it. So the next videos will be a lot better, more clear, more to the point, and just continuing on with the adventure. So my point for this video, for one, is to say I'm sorry for those 8 viewers that are on my channel. I appreciate that you still are following me. And 2, because I got some good news. That engine that I saw for sale, I am buying it. So next week, we're in November 1st right now, on the 12th, Saturday, I'm going to take a trip with one of my buddies to go pick that engine up, and that'll be the Z's new heart. So I still want to keep my engine that I have right now, because I do want to take it apart. But winter's right around the corner, and my car has been inactive. I mean, I've been starting it up, and sorry if I spit just now. I've been starting it up, putting gas in it and driving it around locally, because I already know this motor's toast. If I'm doing more damage, it is what it is. It's my motor anyway. I'm gonna take it apart, but I don't have the convenience of having shops and tools easily at my disposal like that. So I'm gonna do what I can with what I got. So at least now with this coming engine, there's still some hope for me to enjoy the car for the end of the year and start 2023 off fresh. So this is just an update. The next video I'll post up would be of me driving, or just an adventure of me going to Virginia to pick that up. So I'm from New York, and the drive is about maybe like 5 hours or so without traffic. I'm gonna leave early in the morning, and we'll see what happens, man. So again, I appreciate you guys sticking around. We're gonna continue with the journey. I'll see you.